Hi everyone, my name is Christina and welcome to Operation Remote Resilience. We have a 30-minute all levels class today. My little pup dog is sitting here on the couch with us and I live on a little bit of a busy street, but it should be a quiet time. If there are any car noises or anything, we'll welcome that into the room. I'm a certified WordSDs teacher, and the only thing that we'll need tonight is I've got just like a pillow and a blanket kind of folded up to sit on at the beginning. Other than that, a water bottle if you would like it, or even a hand towel if you think you might need it. So we're going to go ahead and start to settle in. I'm going to stay seated so that I can guide you guys through the opening of class. But if you want to go ahead and lay down on your mat or remain seated, it's completely up to you. So either laying down, and if you are laying down, the knees can be bent or the legs can be straight. So if the knees are bent, the soles of the feet are down onto the mat, the feet are wide, and the knees come together. And if the legs are straight, the legs can either be straight up parallel to one another, or the feet can come out a little wider. And if you're sitting in a comfortable seat, you can either have the legs crossed in front of you, or you can have the legs bent, soles of the feet grounded. So either one, whatever works for you. And then once you get there, we'll just start to notice our breath. Not changing anything, just noticing. What does it feel like to inhale? Feeling the air come through the nose or through the mouth, across the back of the throat, and then the lungs expand. And then as you exhale, the ribs come in towards one another and the air comes out, either through the mouth or through the nose. What does it feel like to inhale as the air comes in and the ribs expand? And what does it sound like to exhale? There might be some audible ocean sounds. There might be none. Just noticing. Inhaling through the nose or through the mouth. Exhale, ribs come back down. Inhaling again through the nose, feeling the ribs expand. As you exhale, the ribs come back in towards one another. Breath comes out. Inhaling, this time the belly expands. Exhale, release. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, release. A little bit different. Inhale, belly and ribs. Exhale, ribs come down. Belly comes down. Inhale, belly expands, ribs expand. Exhale, ribs come back down, belly comes back down. A little bit different. Inhale, belly expands, ribs expand, chest expands. As you exhale, the chest comes down, the ribs come down, and the belly comes down. Inhale, belly expands, ribs expand, chest expands. As you exhale, the chest comes down, the ribs come down, the belly comes down. And then if you're laying down, either laying down or sitting up, we're just going to start to move through the hands, so making fists and then extending the palms out wide. Keeping that same breath, inhaling through the nose or through the mouth. And as you exhale, maybe there's a little tension we can release either in the shoulders or the neck or the jaw. And then again, some of you might be laying down, some of you might be seated, but the arms will come down by the sides, palms face down towards the floor. Arms are extended down long, down by the sides. And on an inhale, you'll start to reach the fingertips forward and then up, palms face one another. And the fingertips touch above the head. On your next inhale, fingernails come apart. As you exhale, the arms come back down by the sides, fingertips touch the ground. I was thinking about little Sadie's fingernails. On an inhale, arms extend forward and then up, and when the arms come above the head, the fingertips touch. Exhale. Inhale, release the hands. Exhale, arms come back down. One more, just like that. Inhale, fingertips forward and then up over the head. As you exhale, fingertips touch. Inhale, come back up through the center, releasing the fingertips. Exhale, arms come down by the side. And if you're laying down on the back, roll over onto the right side very gently, and eventually making your way up to a comfortable seat. We'll take about 3 or 4 rounds of breath, just like we did earlier, and eventually we'll all come to this comfortable seat. Inhaling, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest goes down, ribs go down, belly goes down. Making your way up to a seat, inhale, belly expands, ribs expand, chest expands. Exhale, chest goes down, ribs go down, belly goes down. One more round of breath on your own, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. And then we're all in a comfortable seat, and I'll start by mirroring you guys. So the right hand's going to come down by the side, and the thumb's going to spin out to face away from the body. And then the left arm's going to come up, left bicep by the left ear, but the fingertips are facing right. On an inhale, get nice and long through the left side body, and then as you exhale, reaching up and over, maybe a little bend through the right arm. Finding length through the right side. Inhale, come up through the center. As you exhale, switch. So the thumb spins away. Right arm comes up, right bicep, right ear. On an exhale, reaching up and over, length through the right side. Inhale up through the center. Switching arms. Exhale up and over. Inhale, center. Exhale up and over. Inhale, center. Exhale up and over. Last one on each side. Inhale, center. Exhale over. Inhale, center. Exhale over. Come back up through the center. Both arms reach. Fingertips are facing one another. Inhaling, get nice and long through the side bodies, but the shoulders are still drawing away from the ears. The ribs pull in towards the midline, and then on an exhale, opening up towards the right side of the room just a little bit. 2 rounds of breath here. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, integrating the ribs. Inhale, center. Exhale, stay where you are. Fingertips are nice and awake, reaching towards the ceiling. Inhale, getting long through the side body, shoulders away from the ears. As you exhale, this time opening up to the left. 2 rounds of breath here. Inhale, feeling expansion. As you exhale, checking in with the head and the neck and the jaw. Maybe there's a little tension we can release. Inhale, getting long. Exhale, stay. Inhale, center. Exhale, release. And then removing whatever blankets or pillows you have, if you're using them, for a comfortable seat. And then we'll eventually make our way to a tabletop position. So the wrists will be underneath of the shoulders and the knees will be underneath of the hips. So coming to this tabletop position in the middle of your mat, we'll start out by just working through the wrists. So fingertips are forward, index fingers are in line with one another, so they're parallel with the outer edges of your mat. And then from here, just starting to make circles with the upper body. And as you do, notice the weight shift from the outer edges of the hands to the palms, and then to the inner edges of the hands. Maybe one wrist has a little bit more sensation than the other. And then if you haven't already, switch directions. Once again, noticing the sensations underneath of the hands. Whatever is underneath of them, it doesn't have to be a mat. It could be a rug or the floor, or even a blanket. What does it feel like? What is the texture? Is it smooth or is it rough? Is it hot or is it cold? And then coming back to neutral, tucking the back toes, and then sitting the hips towards the heels. You can either stay here, or if you would like, you can start to stack the shoulders over the hips, finding a little sensation through the arches of the feet. Hands come down onto the tops of the thighs, and then noticing if the pelvis is tilting backwards, lift your hip points towards your ribs, finding a little bit more sensation across the front of the thighs. And if it's there, great. And if it's not, that's okay too. And then 2 rounds of breath here. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. As you exhale, chest comes down, ribs come back in, belly comes back down. Just like that, inhale, belly expands, ribs, chest. Exhale, release. Starting to walk the hands back out. Giving the feet a couple taps. Noticing the sensation change as the feet become flat against the mat again. And then just finding a little stillness here, noticing again, feeling the sensation through the soles of the feet. Has it changed with that sensation? Is it hot or is it cool? Does one have a little bit more sensation than the other? Coming back to the breath, and then picking, I'm going to stop, just so you know, I'm going to stop mirroring you guys, and I'm going to start doing the same side as you. So this time picking the left leg up and stepping the left leg towards the back of the mat, coming high on the ball of the back foot, and then just starting to shift forwards and backwards. Finding sensation through the top of the shin, or through the back of the calf. Coming back to the breath, slow inhales and meaningful exhales. Coming back to center, and then picking that left heel up so that the left leg is parallel with the mat. On an inhale, get as long as you can from heel to sternum, maybe the toe even points. As you exhale, pulling the knee into the chest, arching through the upper back. Inhale, getting nice and long from toe to the top of the head. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, finding length. Exhale in. This time, stepping that left foot up to underneath of the left shoulder. So it might not get there all the way. Using that left hand to help it forward. Coming into this low lunge with the back knee grounded. And then bringing your awareness to the back foot, the back right foot. You're going to pivot the right foot about 45 degrees towards the midline or towards the left side. And then from here, you feel your hips start to open up towards the right, and then you'll start to stack the shoulders over the hips, coming into this grounded warrior two. Arms can stay on the hips, or the arms can come out nice and long, fingertips reaching away. And then just flip the palms and notice if there's any difference in the shoulders. Flipping the palms back over, palms facing down, fingertips reach wide. And then flipping the palms up, letting the shoulders come down away from the ears. And then from here, bending the left forearm. Left forearm comes to the left thigh with the palm facing the ceiling. And then you can bring that right hand to the right hip and just stay here. Or you can start to extend the right fingertips up and over, finding length through the right side of the body. Taking 2 rounds of breath here. Inhale, feeling belly, ribs, chest expand. Exhale, release. Inhale, finding a little expansion. Exhale, checking in with the head, neck, and shoulders. Hands come back down underneath of the shoulders. Pivot the back foot in line with the back knee. And then start to work that left foot back. Maybe it heel toes out first and then steps back. And then repeating exactly what we did on the other side. So this time the right foot's going to pick up and step back, coming high onto the ball of the right foot. And then just finding a little shift forwards and backwards. Coming back to the breath, inhaling here. Finding sensation through the right calf this time. As you exhale, the belly button pulls in towards the spine. Inhale, finding a little expansion. Exhale, release. And then picking that right foot up so that the right leg hovers hovers parallel with the mat. On an inhale, get long from heel to the top of the head. Maybe the toe even points. As you exhale, pull the knee into the chest, rounding through the upper back. Inhale, get long. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, long. Exhale, pull it in. A little bit different. Inhale, extend. As you exhale, that right foot's going to step up towards the top of the mat, working that right foot underneath of the right shoulder. So it might not get there the whole way, using the right hand to help it underneath of the right shoulder. And then from here, bringing your awareness to that back left ankle, and you're going to kickstand the left ankle 45 degrees towards the midline or the right side of the room. And you'll feel your hips start to open up towards the left, and then you'll start to stack the shoulders over the hips, coming into this grounded warrior 2. And then reaching the arms out wide, palms start by facing down, reaching the fingertips away from one another. Big inhale here. And then as you exhale, flip the palms to face the ceiling. Notice if there's a difference in the shoulders. Inhale, fingertips reach away. Exhale, palms face up. And then deciding whether or not the next round of breath you would like to leave the palms facing up or down. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, shoulders drop away from the ears. Right forearm comes to right thigh, palm faces the ceiling. Left hand can come down onto the hip, or the left fingertips can extend up and over the head, finding length through the left side of the body. 2 rounds of breath here. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, shoulders draw away from the ears, releasing the lower jaw away from the upper jaw. Inhale, finding length. Exhale, release. Starting to unwind. Eventually making your way back to that tabletop position. And then from here, start to shift the hips forward. So we're eventually going to come all the way down onto our stomachs. And then we're going to bring the forearms down. Elbows underneath of the shoulders. Palms out in front. I have pretty tight shoulders, so sometimes that's actually a little bit easier for me to let my fingertips and my thumbs touch. But if not, you can be at about 90 degrees. Either one works. And then from here, pressing the hip points down into the mat. Pressing the outer edges of the feet, the pinky sides down into the mat, finding a little length through the lower back. And then from here, notice if there's a little bit of space in between the feet, walking the feet in towards one another, inner thighs hug. Might even need to shift a little back and forth. And And then finding 3 rounds of breath here. Inhale, finding length through the spine. And then as you exhale, feel the hip points press down, creating a little bit more space through the lower back. Inhale. Exhale, hip points press down. Inhale, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, hip points press down. And then gently start to walk the arms down. We're going to come into a prone tree. So we're going to face our head towards the left, and the left knee is going to come up towards the left elbow. It's almost like you're laying down in bed. Head comes down onto the hands. And then we have 3 rounds of breath here. Inhaling, belly, ribs, chest. As you exhale, allow the hips and the legs to get heavy down into the mat. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. As you exhale, the head and the neck and the shoulders release. Inhale, last one, belly expands. Exhale, checking back in with the jaw, seeing if the lower jaw can release away from the upper jaw. And then slowly and carefully starting to make your way back up to center. And we'll switch sides here. So I'm going to stay here, but you guys will bring your head towards the right side, the knee towards the right elbow, and then hands come back down, head turns to the right, and it's almost like you're laying down in bed, coming into a prone tree. And then from here, same thing, 3 rounds of breath, inhaling, belly, ribs, chest. As you exhale, the head and the neck and the shoulders get heavy. Inhale, bringing your awareness to the hips, the upper legs, the lower legs. And as you exhale, giving them permission to let go. Inhaling, expansion. Exhale, release. And then in the next breath, coming back up through center. Hands come underneath the shoulders, informing the low back that will move. So pressing down into the tops of the feet, finding a little engagement through the core, and then rounding through the upper back, coming back up onto all fours. And then shifting either to the left or to the right. And you'll come all the way down onto your back. Coming all the way down onto your back, and then just make sure you have a pillow nearby. So just within reach. And when you come all the way down, keeping the knees bent, soles of the feet grounded. From here, you'll press down into the feet just enough to pick the hips up and shimmy them about 2 inches towards the right side of your mat. Set them back down, and then both knees will fall towards the left side of your mat. And this is where, if you would like, you can take that pillow and place it between the knees. We have 3 rounds of breath here. Inhaling, finding space through the right side of the rib cage, the right side of the lower back. As you exhale, the head and the neck and the shoulders get heavy. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. As you exhale, giving permission to the legs to let go. Inhaling, finding expansion. Exhale, a little release. And then just informing the center and the lower back that we'll be moving. Releasing that pillow, pressing down into the outer edges of the feet, and then making your way back up to the middle. Shimmying the hips back towards center. Take a second to notice if there's a difference between the left side and the right side of the torso. The left side and the right side of the lower back. The left and the right hip. And then pressing down into the feet just enough to shimmy the hips about 2 inches towards the left side of the mat, placing them back down, and then this time both knees fall over into the right. And then again, you have that pillow nearby, so maybe placing the pillow in between the legs. And then as you can see, my arms have been a little all over the place. So the arms can come out wide, they can be down by the sides, they can be resting on the midsection. It's completely up to you. Inhaling, belly, ribs, chest. As you exhale, the head and the neck and the shoulders release down. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. As you exhale, the hips and the legs get heavy. Inhaling, finding expansion. Exhale, a little release. And then just mentally informing the legs that you'll start to move. Removing that pillow if you would like. And then making your way back to center. And then you can either stay here with the knees bent, feet wide, knees coming in towards one another, or you can let the legs come out long. We have about 5 minutes of rest here. So finding whatever variation of arms feels best for you, and maybe moving in between it a few. Arms down by the sides, coming out wide, up and over the head. I'm going to come to a comfortable seat, but you guys stay where you are. There might even be a little fidgeting, trying to find a place that's right for you as we come into our final rest. And then just coming back to that breath. Noticing the inhales and the exhales. What does it feel like to inhale? And what does it sound like to exhale? Checking back in with where the breath is coming from, and it doesn't have to come from one place or the other, but inhaling and noticing. Is the breath coming through the nose or through the mouth? Is there movement in the chest or in the belly? Bringing your awareness to the muscles around the eyes. And if there was 2% more tension that you could release, where could you do that? In the jaw, in the neck, across the front of the collarbones, in the upper arms, the forearms, both arms at rest and at ease. Bringing your awareness into the hips and the lower back as they get heavy down into the mat. And the awareness into the tops of the thighs, giving permission to the knees to release the quads. And then the awareness into the calves. If there was 2% more tension that we could find somewhere to release, would it be in the upper legs or the lower legs or the feet? And then feeling both legs all together at rest and at ease. Take your time as you begin to move, as you begin to breathe. Maybe wiggling the fingers or wiggling the toes. Noticing if there was a difference in the mind and the body and the breath before class and then after class. You can stay exactly where you are. My name is Christie, and thank you for joining me as part of Operation Remote Resilience. I'm signing off in health, resilience,